A long time ago, there was a boy named Nils. He often bullied small animals. One evening, just as Nils was about to catch a rabbit, a little elf suddenly appeared. The elf used magic and turned Nils into a tiny boy, as small as a thumb. Nils left home, hoping to find the elf and change back, but the animals didn't want to help him. Nils stared at the sky, feeling lost. A flock of wild geese flew overhead and called to the geese on the ground, "Come with us." One goose flapped its wings and took off. "Wait for me," Nils shouted and grabbed onto the goose, but he forgot he was tiny now. Before he knew it, the goose carried him into the sky. That night, as they rested, a fox sneaked in and grabbed a goose in its mouth. "Stop right there," Nils shouted and grabbed the fox's tail. The fox was so surprised that it let go, and the goose flew away. Nils climbed up a tree, but the fox circled around it, waiting for him to fall. The sun went down, the air grew colder, and Nils's hands were freezing. He was about to fall. Just then, a goose flew close, flying low and slow. The fox jumped to catch her, but she soared up at the last moment. Then another goose did the same thing, and then another. The fox kept chasing them until it was completely exhausted. When it finally turned back, Nils was gone. After this, the animals began to trust Nils, and they all liked him. One day, a farmer caught Mrs. Squirrel. Nils went to the farmer's house and found her locked in a cage, but he was too small to open it. Mrs. Squirrel cried. Nils ran to her home and brought her baby squirrels to her. The farmer's wife saw this and told the farmer to set Mrs. Squirrel free. She returned home, and everyone thanked Nils. One day, Nils was alone in the forest, looking for food. As the sun was setting, a black crow appeared. The crow grabbed Nils and flew away. He passed out. When Nils woke up, he had no idea where he was. He was starving and grabbed a piece of bread to eat. Then he heard voices outside. It was the crow talking to someone. Suddenly, a fox burst into the room, looking fierce. Nils threw a candle at the fox. The fox yelped in pain. Nils quickly ran out, but the fox chased after him. Just then, a goose flew down from the sky and saved him. Summer arrived and baby geese were born. Everyone was happy. But Nils started to miss home. In autumn, the geese took Nils back to his village. His mother saw the geese flying in and was wondering why. Then Nils jumped down from a goose's back. At that moment, the magic spell was broken. Nils grew taller than before.